two players. A clash ball, as they call it, and John Parr was the one who wasn't going to give up on that, and Michael Dignan likewise wasn't prepared to surrender anything. So DJ Carey against Michael Dignan midway through this second half. Dignan, that ball going as far as Charlie Carter. There might have been a doubt about the last one, but no doubt about this one. And Charlie Carter is now the scorer of a goal and 2 points. Once again, an excellent performance by Charlie from Young Ireland's clubmate, of course, of DJ Carey. This is in towards Joe Erity, and Erity holds on for dear life against Canis Brennan, and in the end manages to get it free. As we go across to the sideline to Ryle Nugent.
Ger, just a word on Joe Dooley's injury. It's his left thigh. They think it's a muscle injury. He's currently just sitting beside the Offaly bench with ice packed around the leg. Ger.
Right, well, whether or which, Offaly will be still in this championship just as last year. Whether they lose it, they'll go into the quarter-finals, but they're not thinking about that just now, because Johnny Dooley has put over his 5th point of this match. 3 of them coming from frees, 2 from play, but they need goals. Well, when you consider the 6 goals, I think it was, that Kilkenny scored against Laois, and the 4 already here, that's some performance by Kilkenny in the goal sense this year in 2 championship matches. Here's Dennis Byrne, hand passing into space to Brian McAvoy, got the 4th of those goals, going by Simon Wheelahan, going for another one, stopped by Kevin Keelan this time, and it's Simon Wheelahan who drives it back. Tapped back down by Kavanagh. Andy Conover wants a piece of the action. Brian Wheelahan wins it back at half forward. John Troy out there, and this is Johnny Pilkington. Pilkington going by. Johnny Pilkington trying to inspire his side, and he knocks it over the bar. Having more than words there with Eamon Kennedy, and he'll have to be really careful. He's put his side now back into it to some extent by putting 9 points between the teams, but having been booked, the last thing he wanted was some form of retaliation. Eamon Kennedy was chasing after him, and a fine shot by Johnny Pilkington. John Power against Hubert Rigney. Simon Wheelahan nipped in behind him. He was fouled by Charlie Carter Wheelahan, so it's going to be free to Offaly. Jersey being pulled, and it'll be Hubert Rigney who will take this. Hubert playing in his 24th championship match for Offaly. Up towards Joe Erity. Caught and dropped by Canis Brennan, back in by John Ryan, and again Johnny Dooley's there, John Troy's there. That could have changed the complexion of the game with still about 15 minutes to go. John Troy went really close. There was a strong physical presence in there on Offaly's part, and when Johnny Dooley played it outside to John Troy, you felt it just must be a goal, but it hopped outside left of James McGarry's goal. McGarry from Bennett's Bridge trying to pick out DJ Carey, who did so much damage in the first half. Likewise John Power. Well, this one has gone wide, but irrespective of what happens, just feel the real damage was done during the opening 35 minutes when Kilkenny were able to score 3 goals and build up a very sizable lead of 8 points at half-time. Dáithí Regan coming from behind to try and take it away from Michael Kavanagh. Here's John Troy again, turning inside Kennedy. Troy making a better angle for himself, and that has gone wide. So in the space of about a minute now, it's gone either side of the posts, off the stick of John Troy. Well, the injured Kilkenny player here is Dennis Byrne from Greg Ballycallum. Now works as a builder. His debut against Meath back in the '94 championship. Only played twice last year for Kilkenny in the Leinster campaign. So the Dr. Bill Cuddy is attending to him. That's Cody Mulher who breaks it down. Inside to John Ryan now. They need scores quickly, Offaly. Interesting and enterprising solo run there by John Ryan. But the referee says hang on. They quiz the decision claiming that he has fouled the ball taking it through that time. Well, Pat O'Connor wasn't too far from the action here. John Ryan was taking plenty of steps here. It was actually toe to hand there, but from another angle I was looking at, I thought he might have bounced the ball off the ground. Well, that looked perfectly legal. But it's Offaly who get it back in any case. Johnny Pilkington. Ooh, Tom Hickey played it backwards inadvertently. James McGarry. Pilkington waiting under the dropping ball here, expecting the challenge to come in from Andy Comerford. Dáithí Regan. That's Hubert Rigney. Pilkington once again. Fine block. Again, it's Eamon Kennedy in the thick of the action. Andy Comerford takes it up here against Brian Whelan, who seems to be tripping his man, or attempting to do so. Henry Shefflin racing after it. Michael Dignan back there. Brian McAvoy trying to play it towards Charlie Carter. Difficult ball for the corner forward to take in any case. And it's Dignan who emerges with it. Now Hubert Rigney, again on his left-hand side. The other centre half-back is Eamon Kennedy. They play it back to one another. Tom Hickey giving it to Dennis Byrne. Back once again to Hubert Rigney. This time it's towards Brian Whelan. Andy Comerford with about 11 minutes to go. Comerford and Dáithí Regan really flaking here, and this is very unseemly, and the referee having to step in very quickly. The referee calling aside Dáithí Regan. Andy Comerford getting some attention here from the doctor. But it's going to be interesting to see what action the referee is going to take here. It was a striking offence. Everybody knows the punishment. Dáithí Regan's only been on the field about 10-15 minutes. The referee is about to reach for a card, and the colour is red. So Offaly are down to 14 men. The next man up is Andy Comerford, and this is what was happening just before that, and they really were flaking off one another, and they got completely out of hand. Now Andy Comerford is now being spoken to by the referee, and the colour of the card will be of interest. How did the referee see it? It's a yellow. A controversial moment. 9 minutes from the end of this Leinster final. Dáithí Regan has been sent off for striking Andy Comerford. So now, if it wasn't bad enough for Offaly, they suffer a numerical disadvantage. Brian Whelan taking this free, and he puts it between the posts. A point for Brian Whelan. It's his third of the match, but that's a big gap between the teams. Hare trying to take this ball away for Offaly. They try to hold up John Power. Charlie Carter's there as well. The kick outside towards DJ Carey. DJ flying past Kevin Martin, but Martin does well to get a very good block on him. Out to Simon Whelan. Joe Erity beaten for it by Eamon Kennedy. And here's Andy Comerford. And the Offaly fans now jeering Andy Comerford, feeling he was very much involved in that altercation with Dáithí Regan. I think they probably felt that if one man was to go, the other man should have gone as well. Willie O'Connor. Johnny Pilkington blocked there by DJ Carey. And Pilkington having the second chance to put it over the bar. It's his second point. Well, a bit of persistence there by Johnny Pilkington, but now the gap down to 7 points and 7 minutes to play. And Ger Oakley, you see there coming on. So they make a change, and going off is going to be Joe Erity. So Joe, who came on as a sub, has now been replaced. Ger Oakley has gone in between midfield and centre-half forward. Here he is now. Offaly looking for more scores, but they really gave themselves a mountain to climb with the concession of that fourth goal in particular so early into the second half. And at that stage the gap was 12 points. So they've done well to claw their way back, at least in part. Played back into space. Oakley, fresh man in, going by Hickey, hand passing into the clear, stopped by Willie O'Connor, and there was support there. It was John Ryan who was unmarked, but Oakley couldn't pick him out. Well, what a goal would have done for the finish of this match. A goal for Offaly, that is. Meanwhile, it's Kilkenny who come menacing once more. Henry Shefflin, he looks such a good player, looks so assured, confident, stylish, and a wonderful finisher. He's got 5 points in all. Paddy Mullally was raising the stick that time. John Ryan, however, has had his effort stopped by Eamon Kennedy. Again, Ken O'Shea here, whipped away out of danger by Martin Hannamy. Ger Oakley trying to get the measure of Andy Comerford. Comerford having difficulty getting it onto his stick. Not the Offaly crowd's favourite, for obvious reasons. Ken O'Shea winning that one. DJ with a lovely hand pass to Henry Shefflin. It's a cup. End of the comeback, if there ever was to be one. A fifth goal. A first for Henry Shefflin. A goal and 5 points. 5-11 to 15 points. Well, this was a wonderful pass by DJ Carey into space, beyond Kinahan, on for Shefflin, first touch, beautiful goal. What wonderful scoring we've seen. John Ryan playing it forward here towards Brian Wheelahan, and he was quite close. Meanwhile, when we were watching that, going for a 65, John Power has left the action. His job very well done, and Niall Maloney has come in for Brian Cody's team. Henry Shefflin has had 7 shots in this match, and 6 of them have been scores. That 65 was taken there and put over the bar by Johnny Pilkington. A 3rd point for him, but he looks very, very disappointed. You can hardly blame him. It's some walloping at this stage. 10 points the difference. Well, now they'll all start asking, will history repeat itself? Will Offaly come back in by the back door and end up once again taking the Liam McCarthy Cup? They'll be in the hunt. 6 teams remain in the hunt for the biggest prize in inter-county senior hurling. Henry Shefflin, what a wonderful star player he is. This time it's stopped by Stephen Byrne. Again it breaks in. Brian Wheelahan trying to get a late score to put a better complexion on the final picture, but I don't think it's going to make too much difference at this stage. At half-time it looked bad for Offaly, and it looked even worse 4 minutes into the second half. Michael Dignan. This is beyond Andy Comerford. Johnny Dooley. Lobbed in towards Brian Wheelahan. A couple of Kilkenny players there for it, however. Out it comes as far as Andy Comerford. Big gaps now appearing everywhere. Offaly looking very much a well-beaten team. Down to 14 men. Big gap of 10 points between the sides. Kilkenny still attacking. Ken O'Shea. Inside towards DJ Carey. What a lovely pick-up. Oh, that's some score. Beautiful point by DJ Carey. 2 goals and 3 points, I think it is, for DJ Carey. 5-12 to 16 points. But it was the pick-up, the turn, the shot, everything magical about that piece of hurling by DJ. That's on by Johnny Dooley, and Canis Brennan guarding the goal there against John Ryan. Brian Wheelahan still playing as though there were a point or two between the teams. Still anxious to get another score if he can for his team. But this breaks back out towards Brian McAvoy. But Niall Maloney has just come into the action, number 21. Paddy Mulher. Dropped in there towards John Ryan. Woo! They get something back to Johnny Pilkington. He's got a goal and 3 points, but that has all come with just 2 minutes of the 35 in the second half remaining. They draw a little closer, but the gap is still 8 points. Johnny Dooley was there, couldn't hold on to it because of the attentions of Tom Hickey there, and also Willie O'Connor. And that is hit forward there by Paddy Mulher, who got a crack in the head as he played it out. Canis Brennan fumbling somewhat, but doing enough to get a second chance to take the ball up. John Troy, it's a lovely pass to Michael Diagnan. Willie O'Connor trying to get into position, still opportunities. Johnny Dooley hanging around. Brian Wheelahan there as well, but so too is James McGarry. This is Henry Shefflin to DJ Carey in the last minute of the match. What great pace. He's done everything in this match. He's scored goals, he's hit 65s, he's laid on goals, and he scored points as well. But this time the final shot unrewarded for Charlie Carter. But right now we know that it will be Clare, it will be Offaly, Antrim and Galway who will be in the hat soon for the draw for the quarter-finals. And we also know that it'll be Cork and Kilkenny who will go through to the semis of the 1999 Guinness Hurling Championship. Kilkenny created 34 chances so far, 29 chances created by Offaly, and they're now trying to create a 30th. Here's Brian McAvoy. The Leinster champions about to hold on to their crown, but they've played really well. They've been much the better team. Niall Maloney here, the substitute, looking for another shot on the target. Kevin Keenan trying to keep him out there, away from the danger area. Plenty of hurling yet to be played in this particular championship. But certainly Kilkenny have shown us by this performance here, by the performance against Laois as well, that they can score goals. 11 in 2 games. Henry Shefflin, an emerging star. And Shefflin with a goal and 6 points. What a performance. I wouldn't like to be the guy who has to pick a man of the match here. So many stars, and it's 5-13 to 116. Eamon Kennedy breaking it down to Charlie Carter. Gaps everywhere. Henry Shefflin looking for another score. This time lobbing it into the 2-man inside forward line. DJ trying to win the race in there with Kevin Martin. But again, as soon as they belt it out, comes to midfield, snapped up by Kilkenny once again. With the match in injury time, Brian McAvoy taken down neatly there by Kevin Martin, but he couldn't get the pass away towards Michael Diagnan, and instead it's DJ for Charlie, and Charlie puts it over the bar. Goal and 3 points for Charlie Carter, a goal and 6, if I can read my notes at this stage, for Henry Shefflin, and 2 goals and 3 for DJ Carey. And of course Brian McAvoy with a goal and a point. It's all over. Kilkenny retain their Leinster championship. They're champions for the 56th time. Offaly, hopelessly out of sorts this afternoon, go into the quarter-final draw. They were a very well-beaten team. Shefflin was terrific. His 5th goal at Peach. Brian McAvoy's goal, the 4th of the series, effectively killed it off as a contest after Kilkenny had 3 goals themselves by half-time. DJ Carey, the scorer of 2 marvellous goals, contrasting goals. But what a performance he put on this afternoon, leading by example. And there's not much doubt about it. Kilkenny are very definitely back. It's Kilkenny 5-14, Offaly 1-16. Well, the captain, Dennis Byrne, is coming across.
I'll get that.